Imagine this. You're standing at that point in life where everything feels broken. Dreams half finished, relationships that slipped away, and a strange emptiness echoing inside you. Every morning feels heavier than the last. You wake up and think, maybe nothing will ever change. Maybe this pain is permanent. But my friend, if you found this video, understand this clearly, you're entering the biggest comeback of your life. Carl Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." It means that pain is the path to awakening. The very pain you're drowning in right now is not destroying you. It's rebuilding you. You think life is falling apart, but in truth, life is rearranging itself for your rebirth. Every great transformation begins in darkness. Just like a seed breaks under the soil before it grows into a tree, you too are breaking open to grow. This moment, right now, this confusion, this heartbreak, this exhaustion, it's not the end. It's the process of becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone wiser, someone you were always meant to be. You see, Jung believed that the human soul has two sides, the light and the shadow. The light is everything you show to the world, your smile, your confidence, your dreams. But the shadow, that's the part you hide, your fears, your regrets, your anger, your pain. And here's the truth. Your comeback begins when you stop running from your shadow, because that darkness inside you, it holds the key to your true power. Maybe right now you feel lost. You don't recognize yourself anymore. The things that once made you happy don't make sense now. But what if I told you, this phase of falling apart is actually your soul's way of calling you home? Because sometimes the universe has to shatter your old identity, so you can finally meet who you really are. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Think about that. Maybe all those failures, all those heartbreaks, all those times you were rejected weren't random. They were mirrors showing you what still lives in your unconscious, the beliefs you need to face, the wounds you need to heal. So if life feels like it's breaking you, it's not punishment, it's preparation. You are not being buried, you are being planted. Every dark night, every tear, every sleepless moment is watering your rebirth. The universe is silently whispering, "Don't give up yet, you're almost there." When Jung spoke about the individuation process, he meant the journey of becoming whole, integrating your light and shadow, your joy and pain, your strength and vulnerability. You cannot become whole if you keep pretending that everything is fine. You have to face yourself, honestly, deeply, painfully, and that's exactly what this moment of your life is doing. It's forcing you to see yourself without filters. Maybe you've been through betrayal. Maybe you've failed in something you loved. Maybe you've lost people you thought would stay forever. But here's what Jung's philosophy teaches us. Nothing is truly lost. Every ending is an invitation for rebirth. The death of your old self makes space for your higher self, the one that's fearless, conscious, and free. So don't fight this phase. Don't run from your silence. Don't numb your pain. Sit with it. Feel it. Because pain felt fully transforms. And when it transforms, you rise. Remember, the comeback never begins in comfort. It begins in chaos. It begins when you have nothing left to lose but your illusions. That's when the real you emerges. The you who doesn't need validation, who doesn't chase approval, who doesn't fear being alone. If you're watching this, it's not by accident. Something deep within you already knows. You're meant for more. You were never broken, just unfinished. And this, right now, is the moment life is carving you into the person you were born to be. Because the truth is, the universe never wastes pain. It recycles it into power, and that power will soon become the fuel of your comeback, the kind of comeback that even destiny will bow to. So, take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment and think, what if everything that fell apart was actually falling into place? What if this storm that came into your life wasn't meant to destroy you, but to clear the path ahead? Carl Jung believed that the soul often leads us into chaos, not as punishment, but as purification. Because before you rise, you must remember who you truly are. You see, Pain has a strange intelligence. It strips away everything fake. The fake smiles, the fake people, the fake dreams. It leaves you with only what's real, yourself. And once you face yourself, truly without masks, something magical happens. The same things that once hurt you start to heal you. The same darkness that once scared you starts to teach you. And that's when you realize this breakdown was never a curse. It was your awakening. Jung said, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." Most people spend their entire lives chasing things outside: love, success, money, validation. But real transformation begins the moment you turn inward, when you stop blaming the world and start asking, what is this trying to show me? Because every pain is a message, every loss is a teacher, every failure is an initiation. You are not the same person you were a year ago, or even a month ago. You've walked through fire. You've cried yourself to sleep and still found the strength to wake up. That's not weakness, that's evolution. And one day you'll look back and realize this pain, this confusion, this lonely chapter was the most powerful turning point of your entire life. Maybe right now you're tired of being strong. Maybe you're waiting for a sign that it's all going to make sense. So here it is, this moment, this message, this silence is your sign. The universe is aligning everything in your favor. The people who left were meant to leave. The doors that closed were never your doors. The delay, the rejection, the detour, all of it was divine redirection. You are not behind. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Because life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. And every soul that's ever made a great comeback first walked through a great collapse. You're just in the middle of your transformation, not at the end of your story. Think about the phoenix. It has to burn completely before it can rise from its ashes. You too are burning away your old identity, your old fears, your old limitations. The fire you're in is not punishment. It's purification. Because you cannot step into your next chapter carrying the weight of who you used to be. You have to let it all go. Jung called this process the dark night of the soul. It's that period where you feel disconnected, lost, and hopeless. But what's really happening is your soul is shedding everything false. Your ego is dying. Your heart is learning to trust something deeper than logic, intuition. You're learning to surrender, not give up, but trust. Trust that what's meant for you will always find you, even if everything else falls apart. And when that realization hits you, a quiet strength rises within. You start moving with peace instead of panic. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop forcing and start flowing. You begin to understand that the universe never took anything away from you. It only replaced it with something better, something real. So, if you feel like you're breaking, keep going. You're not breaking down, you're breaking open. You're expanding beyond who you thought you were. And very soon, everything you lost will return in a higher form. Better people, deeper love, greater purpose, stronger faith. This is your comeback season. Not because you're fighting the world, but because you're aligning with yourself. You've met your darkness, you've faced your shadow, and you're finally ready to live with awareness. That's the real victory, not the trophies, not the applause, but the quiet knowing that you've become whole. You're not who you were before the pain. You're wiser now, softer but stronger, calmer but deeper. You've stopped needing to prove yourself because you've finally met yourself. And that's what Jung meant when he said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. So rise, not with anger, not with fear, but with faith. Because your soul has already survived everything that was meant to destroy it. Now it's time to live the comeback story that was written for you long before you even knew it began. The universe is not done with you. In fact, it's just getting started. And soon, you'll look around and realize the pain that once broke you has become the very reason you shine. Because this was never the end of your story. This was the beginning of your greatest chapter, the comeback of your life. There comes a time when you finally stop asking, why did this happen to me? and instead you whisper, "Thank you for showing me what I needed to see." That's the moment you begin to rise, silently, powerfully, unshakably. You stop seeking answers from the outside world and start trusting your inner voice, that quiet whisper that says, "Keep going. You're almost there." Carl Jung believed that life's deepest purpose is not happiness, but wholeness. Happiness comes and goes, but wholeness stays. It's the union of your light and shadow, your joy and pain, your strength and weakness. And when you reach that point, you no longer fear the dark, because you understand the light was born from it. You no longer fear loneliness because you've met the deepest parts of yourself. And in that stillness, you find something that no external success can ever give: peace. That's what this comeback is really about. Not becoming someone new, but remembering who you've always been beneath the noise. The one who always had strength but forgot it. The one who always had worth but doubted it. The one who always had purpose but got lost chasing things that never mattered. You're not becoming stronger. You're simply remembering your strength. Every scar on your heart now tells a story, not of defeat, but of courage. The nights you cried were not wasted. They watered your roots. The moments you thought you couldn't go on, those were the moments that built your soul's foundation. And now, look at you. Still here, still breathing, still standing. Maybe tired, but unbroken. Maybe scarred, but wiser. That's what a comeback looks like. Not loud, not perfect, but real. You'll start noticing subtle shifts. The same situations that used to drain you won't affect you anymore. The people who hurt you will no longer hold power over you, and the dreams that once seemed impossible will start to feel natural again, because you've raised your vibration, your consciousness, your energy. You're no longer fighting the world, you're flowing with it. Remember this: the universe doesn't reward perfection, it rewards alignment. When you're true to yourself, doors open effortlessly. Synchronicities appear. You start meeting the right people at the right time, and slowly, your outer world begins to reflect your inner transformation. That's the secret Jung spoke of. Once you integrate your inner world, your outer reality shifts like magic. Maybe right now you don't see it clearly. Maybe things are still messy, but trust this, the healing is happening. Even when you can't feel it, your soul is realigning. Even in the silence, the universe is rearranging. You're stepping into a version of yourself that no longer settles for less, no longer fears rejection, no longer doubts divine timing. Your comeback isn't about revenge or proving anyone wrong. It's about peace. The peace that comes when you finally understand that everything happened exactly the way it had to for your awakening. You were never behind. You were always being guided. You were never lost, you were being led home. And soon there will come a day, maybe quietly, maybe unexpectedly, when you'll smile and realize you made it. The storm passed, the fire burned, but it purified you. You'll feel a deep sense of calm, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer afraid of imperfection. You'll carry your past not as pain, but as power, because you've lived through what was meant to destroy you, and became something stronger because of it. That's what Carl Jung's teachings remind us. The soul doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in chaos, it matures through loss, and it awakens through pain. So if you're still walking through the storm, don't lose heart. Every step you take in the dark brings you closer to the dawn, and when that light finally touches your life, you'll understand why you had to walk through the shadows first, because this was never just about surviving, it was about evolving. It was about remembering that your spirit was never fragile, it was forged in fire, and that, my friend, is why this moment right now is not your ending. It's your resurrection, the biggest comeback of your life. If these words reached your heart today, take a moment to breathe and realize this message didn't appear by coincidence. You found it because your soul is ready to heal, ready to rise, ready to begin again. Remember, your pain does not define you. Your comeback does. And even when the world goes quiet, your inner voice still whispers, "Keep going, you're almost there." At Gentle Mind Psychology, we believe healing doesn't happen in a rush. It happens gently, One realization, one breath, one act of courage at a time. So, if you're walking through your own darkness, know this: you're not alone. You're growing in ways you can't yet see, and your transformation has already begun. Thank you for being here, for choosing to grow, for choosing to listen. Because every time you return to your heart, you move one step closer to peace. This is your safe space. This is your awakening. This is gentle mind psychology, where healing begins softly and strength is found within.